What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Maths Guy. Today we're going to be looking at division method using repeated subtraction. So let's learn what that means and let's get into it. Let's go. Okay, so our steps for today, we're going to first put our question into a bus stop, then we're going to subtract groups away from our number, and then we're going to repeat. But first we need to understand what division is. And let's look at this green chili challenge to start with. We have the number 363 divided by 3. So what it means is we've got this 363, which we call the dividend, and we want to share it equally between 3 groups, the divisor. So it's almost like saying I have 363 sweets and I'm sharing them between my 3 friends. How many do they get each? Well, to work it out, we can use our bus stop. So we can put our dividend inside the bus stop, 363, and I can put my divisor outside. So another way of phrasing this question is how many 3's are there in 363? That's the same as saying 363 divided by 3 groups. But it's quite hard to see how many groups of 3 there are in 363. But luckily, we can subtract some groups away to make this a bit easier for us. For example, I have no idea how many groups of 3 there are in 363, but I know that if I subtract 300, well, 300 is 100 times 3. So that's 100 lots of 3. But my question's not finished because I've only taken away 300. So now what I have to do is take away my 300 from the 363, which leaves me with 63. And again, I'm going to look for a group that I can take away. Well, some people might be able to see that I could take a whole 60 away, which would be 20 lots of 3. Or if you couldn't see that, let's do it in a smaller stage and let's just take away one group of 30, which we know are 10 lots of 3. And 63 subtract 30 leaves me with 33. And again, here I can see I can just take away another group of 30, which is another 10 times 3. And that's going to leave me with 3. And then if I've only got 3 left, my subtraction will be just taking one lot of 3 away, which is 1 times 3. So what does this mean? What have I just done? Well, I've just individually worked out how many 3's there are in 300, and that gave me 100. Then I worked out how many 3's there are in 30, which was 10. Then another 30, which was another 10. And then the final 3, which was 1. So these numbers here, the 100, the 10, and the 1, are the small answers to my question. So what I now need to do is add them back up to find my total answer. So I had 100 plus 10 plus 10 plus 1, which equals 121. So my answer to 363 divided by 3 equals 121. So it's a pretty tricky little concept to understand, isn't it? But essentially what we're doing is we are just looking at our 363 and thinking, ugh, that's a horrible number. Let's look at the number 300, which is obviously a part of the 363, then a 30, then another 30, and my 3, which are all the individual parts that make up my number 363. And I got the individual answers of 100, 10, 10, and 1, and then I added them together to get my final answer. Okay, let's look at it with a red chili challenge, one that's a bit harder. And again, I'm just going to do everything the same. So I'm going to put my dividend, the 525, in my bus stop, and my 6, the divisor, outside. So looking at my 525, can I see any large groups of 6's that I can easily take away? Well, I can't take away 600 because 600 is more than 525. But if I know that I could take away 600, which would have been 100 times 6, let's see if we can take away 300, which would therefore be 50 times 6, because 300 is half of 600 and 50 therefore is half of 100. So let's take away our 300, which we've just agreed is 50 times 6. And 525 subtract 300 is 225. If I couldn't see that this answer was 225 easily, what I could just do is use column subtraction and start with my ones here. 5 subtract 0 is 5, 2 subtract 0 is 2, and 5 subtract 3 is 2. So 225. Okay, now can I see another group of 6 that I could take away? Well, I can't take away 300 because that's too many. So let's do the same logic. Let's take away 150, which is half of the 300, so therefore it's half of the amount of groups, so that's 25 times 6. And 225 subtract 150 leaves me with 75. And from my 75, I can see that I can take away 60, which is 10 times 6. That leaves me with 15. And from my 15, I can take away 12, which is 2 lots of 6. But now I have a problem. And this is what makes this question a red chili challenge. Because here I have 3 left over. And I can't take any groups of 6 away from 3 because 3 is too small. So what do? Well, I'm going to use this 3 as a remainder. So let's first add up how many groups I took away. I took away 50 plus 25 plus 10 and plus 2, which is 87. And then I had this 3 left over, so I can put remainder 3. And there we go. That's a red chili challenge. Now it's your turn. Have a go at answering these 2 questions here. I have 724 divided by 4, that's our green chili challenge, and I have 345 divided by 8 as my red chili challenge. Have a go at answering them. Put your answers in the comments section. I'm going to try and mark them all. Press pause on the video now. Good luck. And there you go. That is how to use repeated subtraction to do large division questions. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If it was, head on over to themathshelter.com where you're going to find every lesson you need for your year group to be a master at maths. But for now, guys, see you in another video. Peace out.